The Alaska legislative session is coming to a close and much is left to do. The 24-hour rule has come into play where only a day's notice needs to be given that a bill is moving. And many bills are ripe for voting on after being vetted in committee. Looking back to what the legislature's priorities were at the beginning of this session and how they managed to enact the legislation to move them forward is one measure of success. One issue that just doesn't seem to go away is getting affordable energy to the interior. Fairbanks lost over 1,500 people this last year, and lawmakers have been hearing that it's partially because people can't afford to live there anymore.
The reality for the interior is we've done nothing to improve their energy outlook in generations. And I think it's time that we back up, stop chasing the flashy, and start looking at some real-life solutions.
Tammy Wilson, who represents the North Pole area, is ready for diversification. She's looking further than a gas pipeline and wants to get more renewable green energy by removing regulatory barriers and keeping the state from messing with the delicate balances that make private industry invest.
So you tell me what you want in your community. You want to burn diesel or use wind-generated energy? I think wind-generated energy at a lower cost works for me.
It isn't just the big cities that have a need for affordable energy. It's a systemic problem in most of Alaska. Less dollars spent on keeping buildings lit and warm means more dollars to invest in expanding income-generating opportunities.
We should not be satisfied until a significant number of additional Alaskans enjoy the benefit of what's coming down the rail belt.
With the House and Senate budget committees assigned and meeting to horse trade what will stay and what will go, with limited days left to get anything passed this before the session ends, those who will be directly affected need to be vocal.
Those guys in Fairbanks need this gas. And my challenge to those people in Fairbanks, you verbally lock your rifles to say, if you guys don't get this done, we're going to come down there and shoot you with our words and tell you how screwed up you are because we need this gas.
Senate President Kevin Myers said that Alaskans need to understand that the passage of the operating budget is just the beginning of a conversation. It's not the end of the budget process nor the end of the discussion on our fiscal reality. The budget passed by the Senate, including federal funding and designated funding, totals $9.3 billion. During their concurrence vote yesterday, members of the House wanted to make it clear that they're willing to move money around under that cap, but not willing to add to it.
We have to do all we can to reduce this budget and to try and to do as logically as we can. We're not done.
That's not to say that more money might move from the state coffers this session. Medicaid is still on the table, as are several other bills that have a significant fiscal note. Governor Walker has asked the legislature to allow him to access $200 million that's been sitting in a reserve account to pursue moving forward on an alternative to the AK LNG pipeline project. That game of chess is still being played. Everyone we've spoken to has been optimistic that the House and Senate will agree on an operating budget soon. How education, particularly K through 12, was being treated in the Senate version seems to be the biggest point of contention. Reporting in Juneau, I'm Dorene Lorenz.